Before Grammy Award-winning diss tracks,
that fuck 'em up,
then folding chairs heard around the world, we had OG movers and shakers who started it all. From pioneers in fashion and film to music legends and literary icons, we're highlighting the Black history moments that helped shape our culture. This week, we're taking you back to the era of bamboo hoops, box braids, Tamagotchis, and house parties. I'm Amber, and this is I Love the 90s.
I love the 90s.
Let me tell you something. I love the 90s.
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 You know I love the 90s.
In black.
Ladies and gentlemen.
When I think of the 90s, I think of the importance of college education as it pertains to the Black community and how that was even promoted within some of our favorite television shows. From Martin, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, to even Living Single. You may have noticed the actors and actresses wearing college hoodies from Morehouse, Spelman, and even the classic African American College Alliance hoodies promoting college education within the Black community, thus reinforcing the notion that knowledge is power.
And when we talk about Black people making history in the 90s, we have to talk about Mae Carol Jemison. Born October 17th, 1956. She is a physician, a professor, an engineer, and a former NASA astronaut. She was born in Alabama, but raised in Chicago. She would go on to Stanford University to get her degrees in chemical engineering, as well as African and African American studies. She would then go on to Cornell University and get her medical degrees. She would then go on to serve as a doctor in the Peace Corps from 83 to 85 in Liberia and Sierra Leone. And as if that was not enough, because Black women going to do what Black women do, and that's be great. She would then go on to work for NASA. And here it is where she makes history. Mae Jemison is the first Black woman to go into outer space. Now I'm going to read my notes because I want to put some respect on her name. So she became the first African-American woman to travel into space when she served as a mission specialist aboard the Space Shuttle Endeavour in 1992. Now she joined NASA's Astronaut Corps in 1987 and was selected to serve for the STS-47 mission, during which the Endeavour orbited the Earth for nearly 8 days in September 1992. Now, as if that was not enough, our girl will also go on in 1999 to be the founder of Biosentient Corp, which is a medical technologies company, and they are responsible for creating those devices that we wear that monitor our heart rates and improve our overall health. She would then go on to create science camps, not only here at Dartmouth and here stateside, but over in South Africa, Tunisia, Switzerland. So when we talk about Black excellence, and there's not even enough for a TikTok video or a social media video, because she has done so much. She has served as a board of directors. She has been on Star Trek. She is the author of multiple children's books that focus on science. So when we talk about Black history icons, Mae Jemison, first Black woman in space, is definitely one of them.
Think about the 90s, I think about the start of my love for computers. And whenever you think about computers, you should think Mark Dean. Mark Dean led the team that co-produced the first IBM color monitor for the PC. Mind you, he's doing all this at 25. At 25, the only thing I co-developed was putting the fries inside of the cheeseburger to eat the meal faster. Mark Dean is so important to the creation of all of this that 3 of the 9 patents belonged to him. Now, an IBM fellow is a high position only given by the CEO. He was the first African American to get it. Mark Dean is also responsible for helping create Blue Gene, not Blue Jeans. Blue Gene, the supercomputer. It was the best computer in the world at a certain point, and Mark Dean had a hand in that. Mark Dean then came back around, grabbed his partner, and developed the ISA bus. If you don't know what the ISA bus is, it's basically what helps you connect your accessories to your computer. So think your printer, your external hard drive, all of that. When you look at your tablet, when you look at your phone, when you look at your computer, know that Black history is baked inside of it. And we have Mark Dean to thank for that.
When I think of the 90s, all I can think about is the women who shaped us. The women in music. Women like Whitney Houston, Aaliyah, Brandy, Missy Elliott, Lauryn Hill, TLC, Destiny's Child. The list goes on. In Vogue. Like, I really could go on and on. I think about the fact that they aren't just artists, they're not just musicians. They were pioneers, not just in film, in fashion, in the cultural conversations that we were having, such as safe sex and HIV and AIDS. I mean, pretty sure TLC is the only reason that a quiet shy girl like me in high school would decide that, oh yeah, I want to totally be in an HIV AIDS youth council for the region in North Carolina. Wasn't expecting that. And also why I never had an issue shopping in the men's section when I was younger. I'm tall, I'm 6'1", so you can imagine my growth spurts, especially back then, and having my mom having to dress me. And so I was trying to figure out, like, what can I wear and what, like, fits my body, and, like, how do I express myself in clothing? So I appreciate Aaliyah for that, because I realized, oh, wait, I don't have to wear, like, such form-fitting things, but I also could, but then have some baggy elements. It was a vibe. What I loved about Whitney, who I so lovingly called my singer, and told my mom, that's my singer every time she came on, is that she broke the barrier of how I saw Black women be able to create. We aren't supposed to stick to one lane. We are able to pave lanes all our own. So she wasn't just a singer. She executive produced and starred in my favorite version of Cinderella that will ever exist, with Brandy as our princess. That movie changed my life in so many ways. It opened my eyes, and I'm sure it opened some of yours. I also loved that, yeah, before influencers, they set trends, but their legacy still lives on today. We are still referencing Destiny's Child and TLC. Like, I don't know how many times I played Say My Name, Waterfalls, Don't Let Go Love by In Vogue. Like, you would think they just came out yesterday. No. And I played them on the soundbar for the entire neighborhood to hear. I don't care. I imagine that during the 90s, it wasn't that easy. There wasn't a ton of support for women who looked like me, had hair texture like mine, who were maybe the only ones in the room. But they opened doors. And they didn't just open the doors for themselves and shut it, deadbolted behind them. They opened the doors for so many others and took them with them. Come on, sis, let's go. And what happened next, I don't think they ever imagined. I truly think it was divine orchestration at hand. And they didn't just shape young Black women. They shaped an entire world. What's not to love about the 90s when you think about that?
I love the 90s because a bold black or dark brown lip liner was mandatory, okay? And Destiny's Child is the perfect example of this, okay? From their nude lip combos to their soft glam, they are the embodiment of Black beauty in the 90s. And you know their looks had the girls in a chokehold. So let's go over some 90s makeup trends that just make sense. The 90s lip combo. In the 90s, and today, quite frankly, the Black girl lip combo is everything. The signature was a dark brown lip liner with a nude or beige in the center of the lip. And if you really wanted to take the combo to the next level, add something to make it extra frosty. This lip look was designed to make the lips look fuller, more defined, and that is the ultimate flattering look on deeper complexions. Aside from our bugaboos from Destiny's Child, you can thank pioneers like Janet Jackson, Little Kim, and Mary J. Blige for starting and evolving these trends. 2. Soft glam. The beauty comes with the blackness, okay? No makeup needed. So it only makes sense that when the girls wanted to throw on some makeup, they were going for soft glam because it enhances your natural, beautiful features. Think medium coverage to skin tint for your foundations, neutral eyeshadows, defined brows, and a bold lip. Number 3, blowouts and baby hair. Now, don't get me wrong, the Black girls were definitely embracing their natural curls in the 90s, but when they wanted to switch it up and give a little something special, they were going for that blowout or that silk press and dressing it up with those classic 90s Black girl baby hairs. If you know, you know. Beauty and fashion icons like Aaliyah and TLC were the ones who showed the girls how to do it. And the crazy part about all of this is we're still rocking these trends today. I mean, look at me. And that just proves that Black beauty is not just a trend. It's timeless. Because when Black girls set the standard, it lasts forever.
Let's talk about the tough on crime era of the 1990s. Now, first, a disclaimer. Black people and Black history are not synonymous with crime and policing. We are obviously much more than that. But it's important to place all of the warm, fuzzy, nostalgic feelings of the 1990s into proper context, because that context helped produce some of the most memorable trends, shifts, and moments in Black culture and Black history. So, let's talk about one of the most controversial policies in American history, the 1994 Crime Bill, and what that meant for Black communities across the United States. So by the late 1980s, American politicians and media were hyper-focused on crack cocaine and violent crime. And while crime rates had been a growing concern, yes, the tough on crime narrative was really just a strategy to demonize Black communities and justify over-policing us. 1994 Crime Bill was signed into law by President Bill Clinton, expanded policing, increased prison sentences, and led to the rise of mass incarceration. That crime bill allocated billions of dollars to prison construction, and it incentivized filling those prisons with people. It also gave us one of the most commonly known criminal punishments of all time, the 3 Strikes Law, which imposed mandatory life sentences for people convicted of 3 or more violent felonies. And at this point, it's no secret that the impact of these policies disproportionately fell on Black Americans. The 1994 Crime Bill exacerbated an already growing problem because, mind you, Black communities were already suffering from profiling, stereotyping, and police brutality by the 1990s. 1991 saw the tragic killing of Latasha Harlins and the police beating of Rodney King. So people responded not only with political activism that grew into our current movements, but we also got some of the most culturally significant moments in Black culture and in Black pop culture history. Hip-hop in the 1990s became a platform for protest, with artists like Tupac, Nas, and Public Enemy addressing mass incarceration, police brutality, and systemic racism in their music. Then we got films like Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood. They depicted the harsh realities of crime, policing, and systemic oppression on Black America. And then we got a wave of Black cult classics like Soul Food, The Wood, and Love Jones. They offered Black people more positive depictions of our relationships, friendships, and families in the media. The 1990s gave us so many Black cultural gifts, and the history of America's tough on crime policies make this era of Black culture even more astounding. Because think about it, we created so much under the constant pressure and threat of surveillance, punishment, brutality, and incarceration. And yeah, crime policies have since shifted a little bit, but the conversation continues. How do we address the damage that was done in the 90s? And what does justice and even reparations look like for the Black community today?